Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Sandra Gabriel here with another exciting brainstorming episode. Today I'm speaking to those of you who are crying out saying, "Help, I need a website." I'm going to go through some of the top things to think about before you start building. Before you start to design your site, I know everybody is so excited about having a website, and one of the very first things that you do is start looking at how you want it to look. Now that is going to pale in comparison to the content. You have to think about the content first. What is your website going to say? What pages do you want to have? One of the things that I go through with my clients is talking about the pages. What are the menu items that are going to be at the top of the page? So most of you are going to have like a home page, an about page, a work with me page. Maybe you have a page that talks a little bit more about your process, or it gives a little bit into the history of your services. And then of course you have a contact page. Now you can research other sites to see what kind of content they have, but it's very important to get clear on what the content is going to be of your website. So once you decide on the pages, you're going to want to start to put together the content. Again, put design aside for a second. Everybody always wants to jump into design without even thinking about, well, what is my website going to say? If you're going to have an about page, hire someone who's going to write you an incredible biography. I actually hired a copywriter for my sales pages, because you want to make sure that your sales pages and your service pages speak directly to the services that you're offering, and that you are really grasping their attention while they're there. It's so important to have content that grabs people's attention and holds them there, or else you're going to have a pretty high bounce rate. And a bounce rate means someone comes into your site, your website, they see one or two pages, they don't like it, they'll leave. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have really compelling content. Even if you use images or video, make sure your content is written out very well. And this is one of the things that I often struggle with clients when I'm building websites, is that they want to jump into design, and I tell them, listen, just start writing out your content. What do you want on your home page? What do you want it to say on your about page? What do you want it to say on your work with me page? And they struggle with it. They keep coming back to me, well, what do you want me to do? Start writing your content. That's all you have to do. I'll take care of the rest, or whoever your web developer is will take care of the rest. So start putting together your content. Then a very important piece for your website is the user's experience. You might also think of it in terms of a workflow. How are you going to funnel visitors through your website to a sales page, or to a service page, or to sign up for your services? What's that process going to look like? So for example, you might have, as soon as they come onto your website, there's a pop-up for someone to sign up for your newsletter or for one of your services, and then that would send you a notification that says, okay, someone has signed up on my newsletter. Let me send them a message right away saying, welcome to my website, thank you for visiting, we have this service and that service, and we have this coming up in the next month. You kind of want to grab their attention right away. Don't just leave them hanging. And then you might have something where you follow up frequently. Now, communication is the best way to stay top of mind with people. So don't just have them sign up on your website and leave them hanging. You want to have like a weekly, they call it an email series. You might have a weekly email series to re-engage them, just checking in. I know you signed up on my website. How are you finding my content? Did you check into my webinar last week? How did you find that? So you want to design the user experience so that you have constant communication, you're top of mind, and that it's a pleasant website to come back to as well, because you want to kind of draw people back as you go. So the next thing is to start researching other sites. Now, this is something that you might do throughout the process, and we haven't gotten to design yet, but start to research other websites that look similar to what you want to achieve. So from there, you might pick out certain language or communication that you like. You might pick out imagery that you like. You may also find workflows that you like. If you sign up for somebody's newsletter, what happened immediately after that? Did you get a welcome message? Do you continue to get welcome messages? Take your time to do the research. It might take a few weeks for you to see what kind of payoff that interaction got you, but it's so important to take the time to do the research, because you don't want to have to keep going back and paying to do your website over and over and over again. I know some of you, if you've been following me for a while, I update my website probably every 3 years, but I can afford to do that because I build websites. But some of you, the budget is better spent doing something else, hiring a virtual assistant or something like that. You don't want to spend a whole lot on your website all the time. So make sure that you really grasp the pieces of the website that you want by doing some research, and then we can start building. Now we can go into design. What colors and what layout, what kind of style do you want to portray that comes through yourself into your website? So those are my quick tips on how you can go about starting to build your website. Again, it's going to be all about the content, all about the user experience. The design is just going to be the cherry on top. You don't have to worry about that because already you're probably a stylish person. Your website is going to look great. So just focus on the content. Hire a copywriter if you have to, or a writer or an editor or someone who can really narrow down what you have written on your website and make sure it's something that's going to grasp and hold people's attention. Now, if you want more insight on building your website, join me in the branding studio. Come on over to facebook.com/groups/the branding studio, and let's bounce around some ideas. I'm glad to help. And also you can connect with me on my website at sandragabriel.com. I'm also at gabrielpr.ca. That's my company. So if you're ready to just go full on and hire someone to just do your website and you forget about it, you can check us out at gabrielpr.ca. And lastly, as always, I am also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just do a search for Sandra Gabriel and there I'll be. Ciao, guys.